So I am doing this live. I've been meaning to do something. I am incredibly heartbroken over what has been happening. You know, I there is something to humanity and the conversations that we could have with each other that have an opportunity um, to really shape society and how we view other people in our minds. And I wasn't always good at compartmentalizing things and making things to where they are easily seen in a way that comes across as like non-combative. I remember being in a position before I grew up. I guess you would call it. And that position was one that had a lot of hatred towards people in general. And I remember, I guess you would call it wokeness. I remember a time in my life where that did describe me. I would never, 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 never think about taking somebody's life. And here's the thing. Here's a personal story for you. I remember being in high school. I was pretty young. I think I was I was a freshman in high school, and I was living with my mom, single parent home, and I remember out riding my scooter. I had gotten off school and I was riding my scooter around the apartment complex in Southern California, and I ran over a worm. I know people are like, it's just a worm. Like, why would you care about this worm? Well, I sat and I watched this worm die after I ran over it. And I was like, I didn't feel right. I felt like there was something wrong with me for sitting there watching this worm die as a freshman in high school. And I remember going and telling my mom because I wasn't quite sure what I was feeling. And she's like, well, let me tell you something. Don't ever rejoice in something like that. Even if it was a worm. Okay? I mean, we go around and we swat flies and we kill spiders and we do all that stuff. We're talking about a worm. Something that lives in the ground. And she told me never ever ever sit and watch something die because it makes you insensitive. It makes you not have a heart towards people. And it can cause some insensitivities towards the people that you don't like. And she said something so captivating at that moment. Because I think back now and I look at what we're dealing with right now, and I'm just completely heartbroken at the amount of trauma that I'm seeing. And this is a human being's life. This isn't a worm. And I share my experience because it's been on my heart where my heart is absolutely fractured. You know, I've lost people. I've watched them die right in front of me. I've held them in my arms as they bled out from a gunshot. Like there are certain things that are off limits, and killing somebody is off limits. You know, I talk to my wife a lot about. I mean, I'll put it to you this way: our household has pretty much been consumed by Charlie Kirk ever since this happened. And Charlie Kirk is someone who I would occasionally scroll through my Facebook feed or YouTube shorts, and I would see him talking, and we both watch him. We're both liberal. But what makes us liberal? Let's ask that question. What makes us hold to certain values? Well, socially, we're liberal. Fiscally, I would say we're more conservative, but socially, we're more liberal. We believe in things like DEI. And the thing is, I know a lot of people are like, oh, DEI, well, in some cases, and in the industry that we work in, DEI helps people more than it hurts people. It helps people who have disabilities, who otherwise society's looking at as saying, I'm not going to work with that person. So what makes us liberal? And what makes someone conservative? What makes someone Republican? What makes someone have the philosophies of life that they have, or the views that they have? Well, my personal belief is that when you vote your convictions. And I have family members, I have friends on both sides of this coin that we call politics. There are certain family members that I know I can't talk politics with because they don't want to hear it. But I think that there is one good thing that Charlie did do, and it was have open dialogue, which is what we need more of. And yeah, I'm going to get crap for saying that, but you know what? I don't care. A man was murdered for having an open dialogue. That's not okay. I don't care who you are, what you voted for, what beliefs you stand for. And I'm certainly not going to be one of those people that celebrates his death. If anything, I'm going to honor it the best of my ability. So, as I mentioned, my household has been kind of consumed with Charlie's death in a way that is heavy on our hearts. We have knots in our stomach. And we just don't feel right about this situation because it's wrong what happened to him. It is wrong that kids have to grow up without a dad. My wife had a 14-year-old shoot her dad. I grew up without my dad. It sucks. It sucks to grow up without a father. Without a functional father, I should say. Let alone one who you never got to meet, or you barely got to spend any time with. And so in my house, I can confidently say that we are liberal, we lean left. We don't hold to the politics of like, you took the red pill, get away from me. That's not who we are. We will never be those people. We are very much the type of people that say, hey, you have a MAGA hat on, let's go get coffee. Hey, you got a rainbow pin on, let's go get coffee. I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. I want to be your friend. That's the type of people we are. And so my wife, she creates music, and she wrote this song, and I've never heard it. She asked me to listen to it. It's called Charlie Kirk's Echo, a song from the left. And knowing what I know, believing what we believe, and here's the other thing is that I do believe that I will see Charlie in heaven. I cannot wait to meet the guy. We had different views. So what? So what? We had different views. So what? Anyway, so there is a this song. It's called Charlie Kirk's Echo, a song from the left. I'm gonna do this reaction, but I'm also gonna talk a little bit throughout it. See here, I'm gonna cry at least once during this video. I already know it. This man did not deserve to die. This man did not deserve what happened to him.
Tears fell heavy like the rain in Orem that night. September 10th, UVU with a soul.
Tears fell heavy like the rain in Orem that night. Yep. September 10th, UVU, when a soul lost the fight. It's heavy. That is so heavy. I'm actually gonna listen to the whole thing and then I'm gonna go back through.
Tears fell heavy like the rain in Orem that night. September 10th, UVU with a soul lost the fight. Charlie Kirk on stage, his voice cut through the air, but a coward pulled the trigger, 22 and left to spare. Couldn't out-debate him, so you silenced him with lead. A shadowed choice in darkness left the family in dread. Crowds cheered in the streets, danced on his memorial, celebrating murder, a wound both cruel and immoral. I feel for Erica, her kids, their world torn apart. I pray for their healing straight from the depths of my heart. I'm from the left, and I grieve alongside you too, sharing in the sorrow, not sure what else to do. Charlie Kirk still echoes in the hearts left behind. Heal this wounded nation before more people die. Tears fall for the fallen, tears fall for the pain. Lift us from this darkness, break these chains of hate. I was just 8 months old when a bullet stole my dad. A 14-year-old pulled the trigger, left me broken and sad. No bedtime stories, no hand to guide my years, just echoes of questions and a river of tears. Now Erica and her kids are facing the same pain. A father ripped away, nothing left to explain. They'll never hear his fire or the debates he led, just silence in their home and the questions in their head. I'm angry at the hatred, at those who cheer in the streets. I see your lack of mercy, the pain you sow runs deep. I'm tired of your hypocrisy, I'm tired of your delusion. You say you're the party of love, is murder part of your inclusion? Charlie Kirk still echoes in the hearts left behind. Heal this wounded nation before more.
My God, I am like in freaking tears right now. Oh my gosh. Like, man, this man did not deserve to go out like this. He did not deserve this.
Tired of your delusion, you say you're the party of love, is murder part of your inclusion? Charlie Kirk still echoes in the hearts left behind. Heal this wounded nation before more people die. Tears fall for the fallen, tears fall for the pain. Lift us from this darkness, break these chains of hate. From the left I reach out, send love to the right, but some on the left cheer death, and that just isn't right. They labeled him a Nazi, fascist dancing on his grave. Tyler's rooftop shot shattered lives that only Jesus saves. I'm tired of the hatred, the cruelty on display, the anger we've unleashed, the lives it sweeps away. I cannot bear the cruelty even when it's from my side, for the lives scarred by anger and the pain we cannot hide. We can't undo the past or the cruelty that was sown, but we can choose to love even when hearts turn to stone. Charlie Kirk's echoes remind us of the cost, a life taken too soon and a whole nation lost. Charlie Kirk still echoes in the hearts left behind. Heal this wounded nation before more people die. Tears fall for the fallen, tears fall for the pain. Lift us from this darkness, break these chains of hate. I've never seen a voice fight so hard for what he believed, yet some celebrated death while the rest of the world grieved. We all need to reflect on the blood that stains our hands. there's guilt, but some fan the fire of hate, cheering on destruction, leaving grief in their wake. We carry the sorrow, let it teach us how to be, and choose love over vengeance to finally set us free. So here's my heart, from the left to the right, let's mend. Let's drop the weapons of hatred and let the cycle end. May anger fade to sorrow and sorrow lead to grace, a chance to heal together and leave this broken place. Rest in peace, Charlie.
Oh my gosh. That got me. Oh. I can't even talk without, like, getting ready to cry again. Y'all, this... If I could just... You know, I mean, okay. I remember I went to go get dinner tonight. I went to Taco Bell, and the guy asked me how I'm doing. And for the first time, I didn't just say I'm doing good. He asked me how I was doing, and I said my heart hurts this week. And he didn't know how to respond, you know, because most of the time when you ask someone how they're doing, their natural response is, I'm doing fine, doing good, doing great. My heart hurts this week. My heart is absolutely shattered. It's not the principle of having a different viewpoint. It is the principle that the person who shot him did not have humanity. We are losing our humanity. If we don't have humanity, what else do we have? How are we supposed to love people if we don't have humanity? If we can't see past the stereotype that we put on people? If we can't love our neighbor who has a different viewpoint than us? How are we supposed to live? How are we supposed to... Let's be more specific. We call ourselves Americans. And yet Americans destroy more Americans than they do other people in other countries. Just like Christians destroy more Christians than they do any other faith. We devour our own. And I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. I believe in the Lord. I know I'm going to get to see Charlie. But we devour our own. I'm going to listen to this again. And I'm going to stop it a couple of times when I need to. Oh, I guess I should press play. This is what the nation is going through right now. This gut-wrenching sorrow, this pain is what the nation's going through right now.
Tears fell heavy like the rain in Orm that night. September 10th, UVU when a soul lost the fight. Charlie Kirk on stage, his voice cut through the air, but a coward pulled the trigger, 22, and left his...
But a coward pulled the trigger, 22, and left despair. You know, what's really interesting about this, and I know my wife's writing really well, and I know that she put certain things in there, and she put, but a coward pulled the trigger 22 and left to spare. This could be in reference to, it could have been easily a long rifle. It could have been anything, but he was also 22 years old that pulled the trigger. God, 22. Why would you do that to yourself? You're not even fully developed and you destroyed your own life. Just like that. Destroyed your own life, kid.
Couldn't out-debate him, so you silenced him with lead. A shadow choice in darkness left the family in dread.
You know, I've been watching a lot of the news articles, and couldn't out-debate him, so you silenced him with lead. Here's the thing, you know, like I said earlier in this video, my wife and I, we've watched Charlie Kirk's debates. And I when I first saw him was when he was just sitting with the one black table with the paper on front, and that was before he blew up, right? And I remember just scrolling through, and I thought it was so awesome that he challenged people's thinking. I thought it was so awesome. And here's the thing is he gets you to think. He gets you to think about like why it is that you stand where you stand. He gets you to open up your mind, but it's kind of like running into a brick wall. If you don't have an open mind going into a conversation and you're just a brick wall that you're throwing yourself against, there's no conversations that are going to happen. There's nothing productive that's going to happen there. And what I liked is that he gave people a mic to be able to talk to him and debate him openly in an open forum. And he didn't have any expectations. Granted, some of his responses are hilarious. And you know, I will say I don't agree with some of the stuff he said. But this right here, couldn't out debate him, so you silenced him with lead. That 22-year-old was a coward. That 22-year-old was a coward. You don't have to like somebody, but don't kill them. A shadowed choice in darkness left a family in dread. And you know, I think about the family, not just Erica and the kids either. I think about how hard it had to have been for his family to turn him in. You know, I know, like, yeah, that had to have been really difficult. That had to have been so difficult.
A shadowed choice in darkness left the family in dread. Crowds cheered in the streets, danced on his...
Crowds cheered in the streets, danced on his memorial, celebrating murder, a wound, both cruel and immoral. I'll tell you, I cannot believe that we have to tell people that someone being murdered is not something that should be celebrated. I can't believe we have to tell people that. I can't believe that we are here right now. I can't believe that.
Memorial, celebrating murder, a wound both cruel and immoral. I feel for Erica, her kids, their world torn apart. I pray for their healing straight from the depths of my heart. I'm from the left, and I grieve alongside you too. Sharing in the sorrow, not sure what else to do.
Yep, that's where I'm at too. Sharing in this sorrow, not sure what else to do. Not every person that leans to the left is going to be this woke ideological person. There are people who have liberal values, who genuinely love you, who believe that what happened to this man, to Charlie, was wrong. There are people that exist in this world. We're more central, but we exist. And we're at a point where we're we're getting lumped into this woke ideology just because of politics. In politics, you put a stereotype on anything, you can throw a grenade at it and blow it up. It's not worth it. It's not worth the division. It's not worth it. If you could take the stereotype off and just go after the person that did it, I think it would open up the conversations a little bit more. But the more people are fighting each other about that stupid stereotype that people put on people, that's the problem. That stereotype makes it easier to destroy the person that you're targeting. And the thing is, not like I said, not every liberal has this woke ideology, this extreme ideology. Not everybody is like that. Just like, and hear me say this, just like not every conservative, not every Republican is extreme. There are people who are in the middle, and I have really good friends on both sides of the aisle. I have really good friends who are Republican, and you want to know why we're friends? Because there's no stereotype. Because there are certain people that I don't talk politics with. They know they don't want to talk to politics with me, and that's fine. But those same people I go to coffee with, I get lunch with them. Sometimes I work with them. And that's the thing, is where is our humanity? Take the stereotype off people. That stereotype is only going to keep causing the extreme to keep on going. There are people with left-leaning values that love the crap out of you. And you just happen to think a little more conservative than I do. I'd love to meet you for coffee. Love to. I'd love to get to know you. I'd love to get to meet your families. I'd love to get to hear more about your story. That's where I land.
Not sure what else to do. Charlie Kirk still echoes in the hearts left behind. Heal this wounded nation before more people die. Tears fall for the fallen. Tears fall for the pain. Lift us from this darkness. Break these chains of hate.
So here's the other thing. Here's the other thing we have to keep in mind. So I have a brother. I am someone's brother. I am someone's child. I am someone's friend. I am someone's coworker. There is somebody that we all do life with. And I don't have to agree with anybody who's on this screen right here. But this woman, this blonde woman, Erica, I sent her a message on Facebook. I don't think I'll ever get a response back, but that's not the point. The point is, I sent her a message just letting her know that I'm praying for her. That I'm praying for her and her family. For strength. Because I know what it's like to lose somebody. I know what it's like to have someone die right in front of me. Who I loved. That was the only person I had. And I watched them brutally murdered right in front of me. Two people, the only two people I had when I was living on the street, watched them die right in front of me. I know what it's like to feel like you've lost everything. And the only thing you have left is your convictions. That's the only thing you have left. She said in a press statement that people have no idea what this shooter just released. I believe that. I believe that because that right there, including what happened to me, changed the trajectory of my life. It made me choose to get out of the situation I was in, which in this case I was in Southern California. Made me choose to get out of that situation, to get out of California, to move. And in this case, You're talking about an entire family with kids. This is very complex stuff. I didn't have anything. I had 2 backpacks and $400 in my pocket. That's it. They've got a house, they've got cars, they've got kids, they've got established stuff. He's a public figure. There's a whole lot more at stake here. And so good. I want her to take this anger and I want her to do the right thing with it. And what is the right thing? Continuing to have that open dialogue. Continue having the open dialogue. I'll tell you, you will get no rejoicing for someone dying from me. You won't get that. This family right here, it doesn't matter what political stance he has. This is a beautiful family that is now shattered for the rest of these kids' lives. Mentioned earlier, I grew up without a dad. It freaking sucked. It sucked. I feel so badly for these kids because I know what it's like. That this makes me so angry. Makes me so angry that this had to happen to this man.
I was just 8 months old when a bullet stole my dad. A 14-year-old pulled the trigger, left me broken and sad. No bedtime stories, no hand to guide my years. Just echoes of questions and a river of tears. Now Erica and her kids are facing the same pain. A father ripped away, nothing left to explain. They'll never hear his fire or the debates he led. Just silence in their home and the questions in their head.
You know, they'll never hear his fire. He had a lot of passion behind what he was saying, and I watched one of his debates in Idaho, on the Idaho campus, probably about an hour and a half ago. And the thing is, like, people are gonna continue his work. Like, and I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna come off so, like, off the wall because of my views. But I want that work to continue. I want that open dialogue to continue. If it doesn't, we're screwed. If that open dialogue that he started on college campuses does not continue, we are screwed as a nation. Because everyone's going to be a brick wall. Everyone's going to start putting stereotypes on everybody. Keep the conversations going. Don't shut people out. Keep them going.
I'm angry at the hatred, at those who cheer in the streets. I see your lack of mercy, the pain you so runs deep. I'm tired of your hypocrisy, I'm tired of your delusion. You say you're the party of love, is murder part of your inclusion? Charlie Kirk still echoes in the hearts left behind. Heal this wounded nation before more people die. Tears fall for the fallen, tears fall for the pain. Lift us from this darkness, break these chains of hate.
I second that. I second that. Lift us from this darkness, break these chains of hate. That's exactly what happened on that college campus. It was full of hate. It was full of hatred. And you know, I found myself, and I know I'll probably get comments from people that won't even listen to the video. They won't listen to what I have to say. They'll just see the word liberal and they'll go off on a tangent telling me how I'm stupid and all these kinds of things. Well, I mean, I guarantee you're gonna get that. But on the other side of it, there's a huge part of me that's just like, this sucks. I'm lumped in with a bunch of people who people are stereotyping because of their actions. and it just makes me want to draw more to the center and less. Like I said, politics should not be this polarizing. Politics should be something that we have based on our convictions. We vote our convictions. What you choose to do at the ballot box is what you choose to do. I would still gladly meet someone for a cup of coffee. Just saying. Just saying. It's not worth the division. It's not worth the hatred. It's not worth the continuing problems and the continuing fighting. What is the fighting for? What the hell does it accomplish? Nothing. The fighting does nothing.
From the left, I reach out, send love to the right.
Yep. This is yep, right here. From the left, I reach out, sending love to the right. But some on the left cheer death, and that's just not right. Not every person who believes and has the convictions for certain viewpoints that are on the left. Not all of them. We don't agree 100% with everything. I don't know of any Republicans that agree 100% with every other Republican. Just like liberals are the same. We're not all cookie cutter. None of us are. And that's the problem with stereotypes. You put a stereotype on somebody, it's easier to kill them. Enough. We don't need any more people dying. We don't need it, guys. We don't need it. But from the left, I reach out, sending love to the right. How do you love someone that you don't have the same views as? It's easy. Stop putting a stereotype on them. I learned pretty quick that the best way to become friends with someone who has a different viewpoint is to sit down and have a conversation with them. Family members, friends. It's easy when you don't have a stereotype and when you go into it seeing the person rather than their political affiliation. It's so much easier to love somebody when you don't have that weight bearing down on you. You don't have to see the things the same way as the person sitting across from you. That's part of the humanity, is it not? Being able to be humans and live lives together. And maybe, just maybe, I'm considered classic liberal, I guess. I've been called classic liberal before. But maybe going back to that time where we could sit down and have a conversation with each other over a cup of coffee, maybe that right there is what we need to focus on getting back to. Because all that's happening right now is we're just getting stirred up. We're getting stirred up. And what Charlie did, and I see this as such a benefit, what Charlie did is he left an open discussion and he said, here's a mic, talk in it. That's what he did. And I think that's so brilliant. I think what he did was brilliant. To be very clear, I think what Charlie Kirk did was brilliant. Could easily see how that could be misconstrued if someone just joins halfway in and they haven't heard the whole video. But I think what Charlie Kirk did was brilliant. Handing a mic to a random person and saying, speak your thoughts. He did not get the respect that he deserved either. I was listening to some of his debates and I'm just thinking to myself, why the hell did you wait in line for God knows how long just to mock him? Why? Why would you do that? Don't you have homework to do? Go do your homework. Yeah.
But some on the left cheer death, and that just isn't right. They labeled him a Nazi fascist dancing on his grave.
Alright, here's the thing. They labeled him a Nazi fascist dancing on his grave. I mean, I've heard this rhetoric before. I mean, I feel the same way about this whole thing. That, you know, they labeled him a Nazi fascist dancing on his grave. I've heard the same thing. Well, you know, it's to me, it has as much weight as ACAB does or Antifa does. And you know, all cops are bastards. Antifa. I don't care. I care that it is a human being that they're putting a label on. And the thing is, like, I remember when I was growing up. We had a saying that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. And so the things that Charlie says, while I may not agree with them, and they may affect people that I know, I wouldn't put this type of label on him. Because again, it goes both ways. If the right is sitting here calling the left woke, and the left is sitting here calling the right Nazis and fascists, it makes it a whole lot easier to fight. It makes it a whole lot easier to not see the humanity in the other person. And it makes it a whole lot easier for this thing to just continue to spiral out of control. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. The fighting has gotta stop. The backbiting, the throwing people under the bus. We're Americans. Stop it. Tyler's rooftop shot shattered lives that only Jesus saves. It's heartbreaking.
Tyler's rooftop shot shattered lives that only Jesus saves. I'm tired of the hatred, the cruelty on display, the anger we've unleashed, the lives it sweeps away. I cannot bear the cruelty even when it's from my side. For the lives scarred by anger and the pain we cannot hide. We can't undo the past or the cruelty that was sown, but we can choose to love even when hearts turn to stone. Charlie Kirk's echoes remind us of the cost. A life taken too soon and a whole nation lost. Charlie Kirk.
You know, I will say something about this right here. A life taken too soon and a whole nation lost. I will tell you that from my limited perspective, I have felt lost this week. I have felt heartbroken. I have felt shattered. I have felt disgusted. I have had rocks in my stomach, not literal rocks, but knots in my stomach. I have had anxiety. I have lost sleep. And it's like, how can we do better? How can we do better? That's what I want to know. How can we as human beings do better? Because right now we're not being really good human beings, and I mean this as in general. We gotta have each other's backs. We've gotta get back to a place post 9/11 when everybody stuck together, where we didn't have this tit for tat mumbo jumbo political crap going on, where we could go out and have dinner without having to hear about the next controversy or the next thing that's said or what President Trump voted, posted on Truth Social. Here's the reality. I don't give a crap what he posted on Truth Social. I just want to have dinner with you. I think that the nation has become way too polarized. I think it's become so much about politics that people forgot how to be people. They forgot how to love their neighbor. They forgot how to go, be on some sports team with their friends, where politics never came up, where politics wasn't an issue. I miss that time. I miss those times when I didn't have to hear about some dramatic thing happening every 2 seconds. And the media is not making it any easier to distinguish what is true and what is not. The media does not help.
A life taken too soon and a whole nation lost. Charlie Kirk still echoes in the hearts left behind. Heal this wounded nation before more people die. Tears fall for the fallen, tears fall for the pain. Lift us from this darkness, break these chains of hate. I've never seen a boy fight so hard for what he believed. Yes, I've celebrated death while the rest of the world grieved. We all need to reflect on the blood that stains our hands. Stop cheering death and sorrow before it spreads across the land. Not everyone bears guilt, but some fan the fire of hate, cheering on destruction, leaving grief in their wake. We carry the sorrow, let it teach us how to be, and choose love over vengeance to finally set us free. So here's my heart, from the left to the right, let's mend. Let's drop the weapons of hatred and let the cycle end. May anger fade to sorrow and sorrow lead to grace. A chance to heal together and leave this broken place. Rest in peace.
Oh, man.
Charlie.
Charlie Kirk. I cannot wait to meet you in heaven, Charlie. I'm so sorry what happened to you, bud. This has been a really long video, just talking. But I think that's what I needed. I know everybody needs something different. I haven't been able to post anything on Facebook. I haven't been able to do any sort of reaction videos. I haven't been able to, this is the first one I've done in like 2 weeks. But I haven't really been able to even like focus. I haven't been able to study. Like I said earlier, I haven't been able to sleep. Not very good, at least. It makes me so sick that we're here right now. Makes me sick to my stomach. But how do we move on? How do we move on from this? I think the answer is to get back to a place where that open dialogue continues to happen in a way that, whether politics comes up or not, that people genuinely enjoy being around each other. And I know that it's hard right now on both sides. I know it's hard for the left and it's hard for the right. It's hard to see past that stereotype, and someone calls himself a liberal, and I'm sure that that's going to get people thinking I'm about to freak out, but the same could be true on the other side. Here's the thing. Both sides know the hatred that the other side has for them. They're not oblivious. Just like when you're in school, you know when someone doesn't like you. How do you move on? How do you get past that? How do you break through that barrier? It starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with us together to get rid of this hatred. Because this hatred isn't worth it. It's going to keep getting worse unless we stop it. And stopping it does not mean making things more extreme. Maybe the solution is to go back to simplicity, the way things used to be, where politics didn't come up in conversations, where you didn't have to hear from every news article a different story. I love people. My heart genuinely loves people. I wrestle so much with being lumped into the woke left because I am definitely not woke. I have liberal views when it comes to social issues. I have conservative views when it comes to fiscal issues. And I would have loved to talk to Charlie in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. My heart is so fractured and broken right now. But that's all I got right now. That's all I've got. I'm just a guy who saw what happened, and I felt like my jaw dropped to China because of what I saw. And it's not okay. It's not okay. But we will be okay. We. You know that if you've made it through the video, you will know that my channel is a place where you can come voice your opinion. That this is a place where you are welcome. That this is a place where I invite you to be yourself. And this is a place where togetherness outweighs hatred. Instead of tearing each other down, we need to be lifting each other up. We need to go get back to a place where we're encouraging people and not hurting them. This was a somber video. I am signing off. Have a great rest of your night. Take care.